Tonight on Eyewitness News, it charred 700 acres, but a South Jersey forest fire is now almost out.
Morgan Freeman gets special honors at the Philadelphia Festival of World Cinema.
And interior designers opened their hearts for a fundraiser to benefit the Deborah Heart and Lung Center. And good evening, everyone. I'm Ren Scott.
And I'm Denise Saunders. Topping Eyewitness News at 11 tonight, the forest fire that tore through 2 communities in Cumberland County. This is video from Sky 3 last night as the fire was racing its way around Millville and Commercial Township. Tonight, the fire is almost completely contained, and people evacuated from their homes have been allowed back. But as Eyewitness News reporter Robin Taylor tells us, it was no easy task getting the fire under control.
It's been a long couple days for these firefighters with only a few hours of sleep, but it looks as if their hard work has paid off.
Things are finally coming our way a little bit, dying down.
At this point, the fire is 90% contained. The only area that's still burning is in a swamp and doesn't pose much of a danger to anything. But a day ago, it was a different story. Rich Camp was one of the first firefighters on the scene.
We didn't have enough time when we got here. We couldn't get the backfire in. We tried, but it was too late.
When the first crews with the New Jersey Fire Service arrived, the fire was a quarter-mile away from here. But in 15 minutes, it came roaring through, fueled by the pitch from the pines and 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
When the main fire came through here, it just walked right across the road. The road didn't mean anything to it.
The fire was leaping 50 feet into the air above the treetops, and there was nothing they could do to stop it.
We stayed here as long as we could. It got to the point where we just had to get on the truck and get out and let it go.
Unlike a house fire, most forest fires can't be put out. Instead, the goal is to stop the forward progress on the main fire. And to do that, you must starve the fire. One way is to put water on it. Another is to light backfires. In other words, you light a fire to put out a fire. The backfire burns up the fuel ahead of the main fire, so when it gets there, it has nowhere to go. But it is dangerous work.
We had some fairly close situations yesterday, but that's what we're all about.
This was a big fire by anyone's terms, burning 765 acres of forest in and along the Bevan Wildlife Area, which is on the fringe of the Pine Barrens in Cumberland County. At one point, homes were in danger and hundreds had to be evacuated. But with fire breaks, the fire service was able to steer the fire away from the development along Laurel Lake. And none of those homes were damaged tonight. Firefighters have gone home to get some well-deserved rest, but over the next few days, they will continue to patrol the area to make sure that the fire doesn't start back up again. And tomorrow, investigators, they're going to be out there examining the area where the fire started to try and determine what caused it.
Gosh, how devastating. Now, as negative as it appears, there's a positive side to all this, isn't
Well,
there?
there is. I mean, because this is a natural process, and the forest will eventually come back again, but it's going to take a few years for that to happen.
Yeah, and no serious injuries.
No serious injuries.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
No homes damaged either.
Good.
All right, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Robin.
Robin.
In other news, everything is all quiet at the Southgate Industrial Complex tonight, but earlier, 10 firefighters had to be taken to the hospital after battling an industrial fire. The fire broke out inside a warehouse at the Industrial Center in Newcastle, Delaware, around 10 o'clock this morning. Soon after firefighters began putting out the fire, many complained of throat irritation. Several firefighters had to be washed down to remove chemical residue. The warehouse has since reopened. No word yet on what sparked that fire.
One man was killed, 2 others hurt when their boat capsized in the Delaware Bay. The men were fishing when the boat overturned and they were thrown in the water. One of the fishermen, Calvin Lewis, couldn't be saved. The other boaters were rescued and treated for hypothermia. And we've just gotten word tonight of another capsized boat, this one in the Schuylkill River up in Berks County. 7 children and 3 adults were rescued. They're all in fair condition tonight. Divers are still on the scene.
Newcastle County police have made an arrest in the rape of a 6-year-old Delaware girl. Police say the victim's father picked his daughter up at her uncle's house in Collins Park on Friday and noticed that she was injured. Now, upon questioning her about her injury, she said her uncle had sexually assaulted her. Police say the victim was raped repeatedly by her uncle over the past 2 years. Tonight, that uncle, Luis Maldonado, is being held on more than $2 million bail.
In Louisiana, an 11-year-old girl missing for 2 weeks has been found safe and sound at a New Orleans bus station. This is Lisa Bruno being wheeled into a New Orleans hospital, or there she is walking. Bruno was last seen April 16th when she gave directions to a man in a white van. Bruno got off a bus station 35 miles from where she was last seen and approached a station worker. She was taken to the hospital to be examined for signs of physical or sexual abuse.
Well, tonight, for the first time, we are hearing from the American doctor rescued from the bottom of the world. Tonight, he is back in the United States. Dr. Ronald Sheminsky arrived in Denver, Colorado today. He was airlifted from a research outpost near the South Pole after being diagnosed with a potentially fatal gallbladder disease. After all he has been through, the good doctor says he wants to go back to the South Pole.
I have to go back next season, in October. Get everything healthy and get taken care of and pass the physical. We go through quite rigorous physical to go down there. So I got to start from scratch, got to go through that again.
Now, doctors will further examine Sheminsky's gallbladder and determine if surgery is necessary.
The latest now on the missionary plane shot down in Peru. The pilot, you may recall, was from Berks County. Now, funeral services were held in Pensacola, Florida today for the mother and daughter killed in that crash. They were 35-year-old Veronica Bowers and 7-month-old Charity. The woman's husband and 6-year-old son escaped the crash landing unharmed. Now, it's amazing anyone survived the crash considering what happened to the plane. It had to be recovered by crane this weekend from the Amazon River. The plane was shot down by Peruvian officials last week over the objections of a U.S. government plane flying in the area. Now, the Peruvians mistook the missionaries for drug smugglers. Now, as for the pilot, Kevin Donaldson of Morgantown, he underwent more surgery this weekend. Doctors at Redding Hospital repaired one of his wounded legs by inserting a metal rod to stabilize it. Surgeons also used tissue from his abdomen to repair the gunshot wounds in both legs. Donaldson's doctors say the procedure was successful.
5 Navy SEALs are now backing up Bob Kerrey in his confession about killing civilians in Vietnam. Now, they agree with the former senator on 2 very key points. 1, that they returned fire instead of initiating it, and 2, that it was not their intent to kill innocent women and children. Now, one other squad member contradicts that story, and so does a Vietnamese woman who says she was there on the night of the killings. But she now tells Time magazine that she actually did not witness the shooting. And President Bush entered his 100th day in office today, and everyone has an opinion on the success and failure of his administration so far. Correspondent Aline Sirgani tells us how pundits and politicians are rating his presidential performance.
George Walker Bush.
Losing the popular vote, George W. Bush won the presidency in one of the closest elections in U.S. history. So how have the first 100 days gone for the son of the 41st president?
They all have to learn a little bit, but so far, I'd say George Bush, very good.
Hugh Sidey is one of the nation's most experienced observers of the Oval Office, having covered the past 10 presidents. He gives this president a winning grade.
The people seem to agree. President Bush marks his 100 days in office with a 63% job approval rating. That's lower than his father's, but better than President Clinton's.
Although he's getting some kudos from Democrats,
He started out, I think, impressing everybody, and his outreach was admirable and well received.
when it comes to the budget, the honeymoon seems to be over.
You could call him the wedge for the way he was driving Democrats and Republicans apart on an issue as important as the budget.
The public seems to be more impressed with the centerpiece of the president's budget plan. The latest CBS poll shows 52% support the $1.6 trillion tax cut. 37% oppose it. Less encouraging, only 38% approve of the way Bush is handling environmental issues. Both issues promise to be at the core of the president's next 100 days in office. Aline Sirgani, CBS News, Washington.
And still ahead, Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer together again, the reason they reunited.
Plus, Morgan Freeman pays a visit to Philadelphia. And also ahead, Camden's new mayor, Gwendolyn Fizon, faces off against a councilman who wants her job, Gilbert Whip Wilson.
And the protests pay off for students at one of the area's most prestigious Catholic schools. The story coming up.
And the Sixers are one win away from advancing to the next round of the playoffs. How will they do it? Phil Jasner of the Daily News will stop by and explain. And how are the new crop of Eagles wide receivers doing? We'll tell you in about 25 minutes. Eyewitness News returns right after the break.
There they go.
Back now on Eyewitness News at 11, the demolition of several high-rise apartment buildings in Detroit, Michigan. The four 14-story buildings were brought down to make way for new low-rise single-family townhomes as part of an urban renewal project in that city. It cost more than $1 million to implode the four buildings, which had been vacant for several years.
Urban renewal is a big issue in the Camden mayoral race. Today, the candidates went toe-to-toe in a debate moderated by Eyewitness News anchor Yuki Washington. The candidates are current Mayor Gwendolyn Faison and City Council member Gilbert Whip Wilson.
What are your plans for expanding the redevelopment into the total city?
To expand development from the waterfront, you have to have initiatives for people to, in fact, come in. And one of the things we can do is have a special improvement district, which in fact works in Philadelphia and Atlantic City, and we looked at some of those plans already.
That money will go into the neighborhoods for infrastructure. We'll have streetscaping. We will do parks. We'll do facades. And this way we can venture from the waterfront into the communities. And that is where my skills come in, because I know how to seek those funds.
The two candidates also talked about restoring honor to the city of Camden. Wilson is a retired police officer and current city councilman. Faison became mayor after Milton Milan was convicted on federal corruption charges. The candidates square off in the general election on May 8th.
Four administrators who were fired from a Delaware Catholic school have their jobs back tonight. Now, this was the scene in Claymont, Delaware last week as students walked out of Archmere Academy upset over the firings. Yesterday, Reverend Thomas DeWayne of the Norbertines of Delaware reinstated those administrators. The decision was made following a visit from Norbertine officials all the way from Rome. DeWayne apologized to students, parents, and alumni. The firing stemmed from a struggle over who would control the 69-year-old school.
One of the most popular actors of our time received an award at the Philadelphia Festival of World Cinema today. Morgan Freeman accepted the Artistic Achievement Award in University City. Freeman was honored for his legendary career in films and in children's television. The actor, who received Oscar nominations for his role in The Shawshank Redemption and Driving Miss Daisy, says it was tough getting started in the business.
I ran after it. I went wherever I thought it might be. I traversed the country 2 or 3 times, almost on foot, looking for a way in. And
Freeman has roots in our region. He lived in Camden, New Jersey for a time, and I love his work.
Yeah.
Great actor,
Yeah,
like
big
his
fan.
movies. Next, Carol Erickson and the KYW Skycast.
Plus, Plummer and Andrews, why they got their feet wet were on Golden Pond.
Many of you just watched tonight's CBS movie on Golden Pond. Well, the movie version became an instant classic back in the 80s, but tonight it was brought to life live by Christopher Plummer and Julie Andrews. Andrews and Plummer are Ethel and Norman Thayer, a couple who spend every summer at their lakefront cabin in Maine. On this trip, they reevaluate their dreams, relationships, and mortality. Plummer and Andrews haven't worked together since The Sound of Music. Get this, 46 years ago. They both say working together is like going home again.
We are a little bit like an old married couple in a way. We just fell back into our earlier friendship.
It has now been almost 40 years since we worked together. I'm thrilled because I'm crazy about Julie, and she always remains the same, extraordinarily unspoiled and great pro and fun.
On Golden Pond, producers say Andrews and Plummer waited this long to do another project together because they wanted it to be special, and they wanted a project that could be just as good as The Sound of Music.
Well, Sylvester Stallone's new movie takes the checkered flag at the box office. The car racing thriller Driven was the #1 movie at the box office this weekend. Stallone plays a washed-up driver trying to make a comeback. In the process, he takes a rookie driver under his wing, and critics say it is his best film since Copland back in 1997. Now, here is the top 5. Driven earned $13 million. The comedy Bridget Jones' Diary came in second, followed by the adventure Spy Kids. The drama Along Came a Spider came in fourth, and Paul Hogan's Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles rounded out the top 5. But at the top of my list today is the weather.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic weather. I'm off tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have the same as we had today. How about it, Carol?
Just for you and your schedule, I've arranged a day of temperatures in the middle 70s, Denise. You'll be happy to know. I expect a return favor of some description. We're looking at the Ben Franklin Bridge tonight, looking absolutely gorgeous. Clear skies. We have enjoyed clear skies the entire weekend. We're starting to see the thermometer fall just a little bit, as we tend to do at night. And we're going to be seeing a temperature out there right now of 50 degrees. We have humidity levels of 77%, winds out of the south-southwest at 6 miles an hour right now, and the barometer is steady, 30.47 inches. It's 48 presently in Mount Holly, also in Trenton, 51 degrees in Wilmington at this point. Believe it or not, these temperatures are going to be going down so low tonight that you could be seeing some scattered frost outside of the city of Philadelphia tonight. So it is entirely possible as we see these clear skies and the light winds, and we watch these temperatures fall. But boy, will they rebound tomorrow, and a lot more on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. We hit 64 degrees today, some 3 degrees shy of what the normal temperature would be, but still just a great looking day because it wasn't as windy as it was yesterday, and rain, no rain at all. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, we've had less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. So I know the farmers and people who've put some shrubs in or lawns or that sort of thing are probably saying, when are we going to be seeing some? Well, it looks with the present weather pattern like we're not going to be seeing even a chance of getting precipitation in here probably until Friday, and that's when a cold front is likely to come down and maybe just trigger a shower or a thunderstorm. And then by the next weekend, we should have weather pretty much, at least as how it looks this far out, pretty much like we're looking at this weekend. So nice weather next weekend and warm weather all during the week. The rain stays away, but with that high pressure system that's going to remain almost stationary and just pump up some of the warmer air that you're going to be looking at right here as you go towards the western sections. We see air in the 70s. That's going to be coming in our direction. So look for readings in the 70s tomorrow. And then we go into Tuesday. We're going to be looking as we go into May. Readings in the 80s. Right now, Skycast. We looked at a day like this today. Tonight, we're looking at clear skies, and tomorrow, more sunshine on tap for us. So tonight, we'll be bottoming out with temperatures anywhere from 35 degrees in some of the outlying areas to 45 degrees in Center City, Philadelphia. And then tomorrow, we're going to be seeing some just terrific weather with readings on Monday, 75 degrees, sunny and warmer. And now, presented with pride, our 5-day forecast. And I think you'll like this one coming up. We've got temperatures that will be in the 80s, 82 on Tuesday, Wednesday, 85, Thursday, 85, Friday, 85 degrees. But that's the day we could be seeing a shower or a thunderstorm late in the day as the cold front comes in here. Next weekend, we could be seeing temperatures in the upper 60s and about 70 degrees. Denise.
I'm feeling pride indeed. Thanks, Carol. You know, it's that time of year again when we expect great weather, and KYW-3 prepares for the Race for the Cure. A luncheon inside the Hyatt Regency Hotel today marked one of many events leading up to the race. Today was about honoring the survivors of breast cancer. Nearly 700 people gathered for the 11th annual Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation luncheon. The event brings attention to all those who have survived breast cancer, plus the need for more research and a cure. KYW-TV is a proud sponsor, and along with myself, Pat Shiraki, Don Stensland, Siani Lee, Amy Caples, and Stephanie Stahl, we all hosted the event and will be on hand May 13th for the race. Now, there is still time to sign up for the Race for the Cure. It kicks off Sunday, May 13th at 8:30 in the morning at the Art Museum Circle. To sign up, just go to our website, KYW.com, or call the number on your screen that you see right now, 215-829-1899. Again, the number is 215-829-1899. 1899, and Ren said he would be there. I think Beasley said he would be there May 13th as well, 8:30 in the morning. You can see here, I have my pin here in honor of the women and breast cancer, and we'll see you there.
It is a good cause, and we will be there to see if you actually run the race.
I will.
And coming up next, Beasley Reese and Eyewitness Sports.
The Sixers tried to stop a 3-game losing streak today on the West Coast. Beasley has all the highlights coming up.
And now, Eyewitness Sports with Beasley Reese.
The Phillies are moving in reverse. A 6-game winning streak followed by a 4-game slide, including today's game when the Dodgers kept them hitless for 6 1/3 innings. Let's take a look at it. There's the guy, Chan-Ho Park. He was virtually unhittable. Here, he fans Travis Lee in the 5th. Park no-hit the Fightins for a long time, 6 1/3. He also helped himself with the plate. It's bottom of the 5th. He drives the ball over Bobby Abreu's head for the ground rule double. A run scores, 2-0 Dodgers on top. Abreu did break up the no-hitter in the 7th with a solo shot to right to get the Fightins on the board. 4-1 Dodgers at that point, and that's how it ended. 4-1, the final as the Dodgers sweep the Fightin' Phillies. The Sixers are back in town today after yesterday's big win over the Pacers in Game 3 of their best-of-5. But if the Sixers took the day off, most of the stars did. It was an optional practice, so the young players showed up. Things become mandatory again tomorrow. Then it's back to Indiana to attempt to close out the series. Yesterday, the Sixers built a 15-point lead, only to see it evaporate in the 4th quarter, much like it happened in Game 1. Only this time, the Sixers gutted it out and got the win, much to the delight of their head coach, Larry Brown.
Oh, I was thrilled because it is tough away from home to give up a big lead and then have the courage to come back and fight them off. We defended terrific down the stretch and played the right way.
Phil Jackson and his Lakers look to finish the sweep of Portland today. Who says Kobe and Shaq can't get along? The two teamed up for 47 points, and the Lakers let Portland get an early start to their summer vacation with a 99-86 win and series sweep. Coming up on Sports Wrap after the news, more on the Phillies and the Sixers, a complete look at the NBA, and a peek at the new crop of Eagles wide receivers, plus a special guest in studio. All of that's coming up when we wrap after the news.
Okay.
See you then. We're just overwhelmed by that sportscast.
There you go.
Thank you, Beast.
Up next on Eyewitness News, home is where the heart is.
A stunning house that's helping out a heart hospital when we come right back.
The latest local weather forecast at your fingertips. Call the Eyewitness News Weather Info Line, 215-238-4767, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Eyewitness News Weather Info Line, only from the Eyewitness News Weather Team. Real people, real news.
Well, many of us see beautiful homes every day and wish we could see inside.
Now we have that chance. The Designer Show House is open in South Jersey with the proceeds benefiting the Deborah Hospital Foundation.
And Eyewitness News reporter Robin Rieger met with some of the designers donating their talents for the cause.
This colonial revival-style home dates back to the late 1800s and is part of Morristown's history. Its most recent 4-week makeover by designers is a labor of love. One of the first rooms you will encounter as you enter the house is the living room, designed by Christian Banger. Soft wall colors accented by a bright blue down sofa. It's fun and functional.
I am pleased that when people come in, they feel compelled to sit down. It's very user-friendly. It's going to be hard if thousands and thousands of people keep trying to sit down. We'll stop them, but I like that they try.
Kristen's simple design advice works.
It's not trying to make everything the same, because making it the same makes it all disappear.
One item that will not disappear from your memory is the hand-painted ceiling in the sunroom by Michelle Pereno of Atmosphere. It complements a sunny, welcoming space. The kitchen is one of the central features of this home, warm with a country feel that used to look like this. Created by Marty Casserly, it features a creative way to hide the fridge and unique copper faucets.
I wanted it a workable space, a fun space, and not so untouchable that you wouldn't enjoy being in your kitchen.
There's not a room in this 3-story house that's not enjoyable. The stunning master bedroom used to look like this. Here's a perfect bedroom for a little girl. And for the man in your life, his very own territory. Carol Mazzi and Suzanne Schwarzwalder love the fresh ideas.
I really like the kitchen because I'm in the process right now of thinking about redoing my kitchen, so I thought they did a beautiful job.
These things look like something you would put into your house. I thought this house really did a good job of making it a livable home.
Now, of course, we can't show you every room in the house. That's why we want you to come and see it for yourself. Ticket prices are $15 at the door, and your donations typically raise about $85,000 to $100,000 for the show house for the Deborah Heart and Lung Center. The house is open Tuesday through Sunday, and hours start at 10 a.m. In Morristown, New Jersey, I'm Robin Rieger, KYW-3 Eyewitness News.
And the Designer's Show House is located at 555 North Stanwick Road in Morristown, New Jersey. And if you want more information about visiting, you can call the number you see on your screen. It is 609-893-3372. Once again, that is 609-893-3372. 3372. Quite a project.
My house was beautiful, wasn't it? That's you like that? Okay, that's Eyewitness News at 11. I'm Denise Saunders.
And I'm Ren Scott. Eyewitness News returns tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Sports Wrap is next for the entire Eyewitness News team. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.